Okay, so I'm going to go over the dumbbell that I've been using for a while now. This is, in my opinion, a really good piece of dumbbell. If you're looking at getting one, you can get different kinds. They all are kind of similar in a make, but this one is from Fringe Sports. So if you can see right there, it's from Fringe Sports. It's also a 30-pound one. So I don't know if you can see that as well. Might be whichever way. But this one has kind of a rubber coating around it. So it's kind of made of rubber on both ends here. And then the middle is then your steel part or metal part. So ends are rubber, middle is your steel. And then as you can see right in the middle, there's little tiny grooves or little rough spots right here. It's really good for grip and those things, so it doesn't really slip out of your hands as easy, and it holds chalk a little bit better than your traditional metal dumbbell. So you can wrap your whole hand around it. It's also a little bit thicker as you go into the middle. So in the middle it gets a little bit thicker, but not too much. You can still wrap your whole hand around it, and also your hands just kind of fit around these grooves or these little rough spots right here. So whenever you grab it, pretty much your whole hand fits around the whole metal piece and also around that rough spot in the middle right there. So it's really good for grip. It also, like I said, holds chalk pretty well. There's not really too much to it other than just this is the rubber ends, and then you have the metal steel. So I like it because if I have rubber flooring, which is we have right now, it doesn't get scuffed up whenever you set it on the ground or anything like that. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the rubber and rubber. All right. The only thing is if you do end up dropping it or anything like that, it does bounce a little bit more than a metal dumbbell. So that's the only pitfall with that is if you do drop it or do anything like that, it does bounce around a little bit more than your regular metal dumbbell or any of those dumbbells that have some type of metal piece on there. But other than that, I like this one just because it's simple and it's also easy to grip around since it does get a little bit thicker in the middle and also has this little rough spot in the middle. It's really easy to grip and hold on to. And I do a lot of things where I go overhead with it. So I do dumbbell snatches, cleans, and all those types of movements with a dumbbell. So it's easier for me to do that way with this dumbbell than I would with a metal one because I know on the metal ones, their handles are just completely thin, a little bit thinner, but it's also same size all the way across. This one, it's a little bit different because it's thin and then it gets a little bit thicker as you go towards the middle. And then also compared to the metal ones, it doesn't have that rough groove spot. You can get them that are fully rough, I think, but this one just has in the one middle spot, so it's easy to grip, a little bit easier to grip, and also holds chalk really well. So if you use chalk, it does hold it pretty well. For the most part, that's about it on this type of dumbbell. It's gonna be I personally think that this is the better one to choose if you're gonna choose a dumbbell. I like this one more than the metal ones or the interlocking type of dumbbells or anything like that. Because I know those are kind of the same as the metal. They don't really have too much of that rough spots. Really, it's where it's a good grip on it or anything like that. And also the rough spot that is on here, it's not super rough to where you're gonna rip your hands or like mess up your hands in any kind of way. It's like almost kind of just enough for it. So I wouldn't think that since it is rough, it's going to do a lot of damage to your hands. It doesn't do that at all. It's not rough enough to do that. It's just a little bit, just to give you that little bit more of an edge on the dumbbell. But that's this type of dumbbell. So again, this one's from Fringe Sports, and it's just two rubber ends with the metal handle in the middle. And so that's about it over on this dumbbell. It's kind of a little bit of a review of it. Again, there's not much to it.